I am standing on what seems like an asteroid in space.
Wow.
And I have tennis shoes on.
What color are your shoes?
I have these like tie-dye looking tennis shoes. So I'm like standing there on this rock floating in space with my like tennis shoes and leggings and whatever.
Awesome. And what does the asteroid look like that you're standing on?
It's like dusty and kind of gray. It kind of light gray. Almost like a moon rock, but not. It's just floating. It's like a big chunk floating. And I can see the earth from where I'm standing.
Hmm.
And it's like she looks really beautiful and peaceful from up here. But it's like weird. It's like I'm looking from up here and I'm smiling. And the earth looks so beautiful and peaceful, even though it's like I'm aware that there's a lot going on there. Like it feels like the earth itself is like totally peaceful and beautiful, but the people living on it are in like total chaos. Everybody is just like kind of scattered and it's kind of sad.
Hmm.
I don't know. Um,
So when you tune into the Earth's energy, she's like beautiful and peaceful.
mhm.
And then you can tune into humanity as a whole.
Yeah, she's like just radiating this like peace and harmony and love vibration. But then when you zoom in, you would expect to see people in like peace and harmony and love, and they're not. They're like the opposite. So
And do you have any sense of her, the Earth's um, feeling of that?
well, she's smiling. It's like she's smiling because she knows what's it's like she knows what's happening or what's taking place, and she's happy. She's not concerned at all with the people that are experiencing all this chaos.
Hmm.
She's kind of just staying in that really like loving high vibration.
And what's her sense of what's happening and what's taking place?
What it's like what I'm hearing or it's like a cleansing process. That's what
Hmm.
she's saying.
What is it that's cleansing?
She said the earth is like herself is being cleansed. And the people, it's like the people sense this it's like they don't want to let go. So they're causing their own struggle. So there's this cleansing taking place
Hmm.
and they need to let go of, what's holding them down. But some of them are so attached. Some of them, they don't know how to let go. They just don't. It's like they're struggling to hold on to stuff that they can't bring with them. Or if it's change, I don't know. Maybe it's different for each person, but the struggle is kind of self-created in a sense.
Hmm. And what is she being like? What's the process of the cleansing? What's making that happen?
It's her vibration. Her vibration is I got full body chills like crazy. Her vibration is just, it's going so high or so fast that things are shifting. People, they have a sense that things are shifting or things are changing, and they don't, people fear change, or they don't, like I said, they don't know how to let go. But I don't get a sense that they're not consciously aware. They just feel this, um, it's not even a desire. It feels like it's like survival instinct, kind of just to hang on to what they know.
Mm-hmm. And what they've known was how existence was at a lower vibration, but because her vibration's raising,
Mm-hmm.
it
Yeah,
that holding on is what's causing the discomfort because it's not aligning with the current higher vibration.
correct.
Does she have any advice or help that she could offer to those people to help them in their process of raising?
Yeah, she's saying if they could just relax. She's like, if you people would just let go and just relax, just trust everything is going to be okay, because everything will be okay. Um, and she's zooming me in. I'm like seeing so much of people kind of fighting amongst each other.
Mm,
So that's, people are like lashing out. Um, and she's zooming in on that whole, it's something with the like the corona, the COVID thing. It has something to do with that. That's part of the cleansing process.
this virus is helping to cleanse the earth.
I don't know if it's cleansing people. It's not like she doesn't need necessarily any cleansing or any, it's for the people.
Mm. It's like it's acting as a catalyst to help them shift.
Yeah, it's somehow, I don't know if it's all in their minds or it affects their minds or it's mental. It has something to do with the mental, the mind. Um, hmm. It's, yeah, it's mind related, mental related.
Mm.
She's like, just go with it. It's okay.
I know, I feel like letting go is easy to say, but the
Mm,
reality for humans is they don't know how. Like they don't
right.
know like what to actually do to let go. Can she speak to that? Is it like stop needing to control the outcome of everything, or
That's
um,
part of it is that we as humans carry so much fear,
mm,
and that's something that we need to let go of.
so that's where that message of trust comes from. Trust that
Yeah.
it will be okay.
Hmm. Hmm. There's a lot of people who don't, yeah, a lot of people don't trust, a lot of people in fear.
Mm,
That seems to be or have our natural state of being,
mhm,
and that's what we need to let go of, that can't continue, and it won't continue, and we will get there one way or another, but it would be a lot like smoother if we all kind of if we all just focused on ourselves, on what's externally going on, because what's externally going on seems to be people's projections,
Mm.
and they clash with one another. When if we were to focus inward, we could heal ourselves much faster. We could release and move forward much faster.
Yeah. So this is still a time right now where it's very needed for us to each go inward and do our own healing and self-nurturing through whatever challenges are coming up for us.
Hmm. I feel like she's saying that's what it's designed to do, is to kind of force people to look within.
The virus?
Yes,
Mhm.
but some people have a hard time with that. They don't have any concept or idea of self reflection.
Yeah. And I think it's really scary for some people.
Hmm.
They spend a lot of time avoiding that.
Yeah, those are the people that project outwardly, which is fine. I mean, it's just another way. It's not, it's a harder way, but it's still going to serve the same purpose in the end.
Hmm.
So, but she's very proud of what's taking place right now. I feel like she's saying it's been a long time coming. This is something, it's part of her evolution that she's desired or wanted to do for a long time or been working towards. Um, because she has a consciousness of her own
Mm.
and lessons of her own, and it's like a spiritual evolution of her own, and that's what we are participating in and taking part of. And so to her it's like this beautiful thing. It's just, I keep getting like full body goosebumps. It's this really beautiful thing. She's very proud, she's very happy, she's just so, like, just beautiful.
And is there something that we can do to better support her in her process?
I feel a disconnect there. I really feel a strong disconnect between her energy and consciousness and then the people that live on her. And this is kind of her gift to the people that live on her. They,
Mm.
so energetically, I don't see our energy affecting her in any way. Like fleas on it, we're like fleas on a dog.
So we don't need to worry that we're harming the earth. We just need to really focus inward and do our stuff because this time is a gift to us.
Hmm. Yeah, she has her own. Um, she's telling me that she's been around much longer than we have. She can heal herself.
Mm.
She is self-sustaining in the sense that she doesn't need humans to inhabit her. She's happy to do so, but she operates independent of us,
Mm.
and she's quite capable of sustaining herself and her like physical well-being.
Okay. So I know a lot of people worry about like the pole shift or global warming or, other big earth changes, but those are all just part of her.
I feel like the pole shift was one, like that was one timeline where if she had needed to release herself like from us, that
Mm,
that could have taken place.
okay, but it didn't.
No. So I feel like she chose to um, go through this process for herself. And like she said, that was her also her gift to
Mm,
not just humanity, but every creature that inhabits her.
mm. And what about climate change? Does she have any feelings about that concept?
That's just a natural part of um, her being. That's not it's something that's always been.
Mhm,
Just like the blood moves through the veins in our body, um, the energy and the life force moves on her as well in different cycles and different pathways, and that's all that is. It's just
mm.
it's not personal.
Yeah, it's just a natural part of her
Well,
shift process.
right.
Okay. And is the increase in her vibration something that she has I know you mentioned that she decided, but is it something that she's creating herself, or are there other forces contributing to it?
No, what I'm hearing is that all forms of consciousness choose to go through this at some point. It's part of your evolution. So she's just smiling. She's just really bright. She looks where I'm standing very bright, very clear, very happy. It's just part of a process. It's part of like a natural law of the cosmos or whatever. I trying to understand this concept because it's part of the evolutionary process that all beings go through that, and she herself is a being. She has her own consciousness. She is a living organism with sentient awareness,
Mm.
and that is something that she said we all must go through at some point. So
And so, is there a particular label, I guess, like a particular vibrational level or dimension or whatnot that she is in right now, given her vibration?
well, I was hearing 5D conscious consciousness or conscious awareness. She It's not how we understand it, but it is a vibration, yes, but it's like there's a different layer. of energy or something.
Yeah, the word that popped into my head was fabric. Like,
Yeah, it's something that it's like I can see it, but it's not necessarily tangible. Yeah, we'll go with that.
so we
It's
have
like
like a limited understanding of what it is. Okay. And what about the humans on the earth right now? What vibrational level or dimension would they be considered?
some have already chosen to make this shift with her. There are others that are still in the lower frequencies, and there are some that are in transition. So there seems to be like a whole range.
Hmm.
The people that will be staying with her will be the ones that are raising, if you want to use that word, but that's not entirely accurate. Um, Reaching these higher levels of frequency.
Hmm.
And there are those that, yeah, um, won't be coming along in a sense.
So will they be passing out of their current physical bodies to make their next transition?
Okay, this is where it gets kind of weird because I'm seeing what looks like an old Earth or a projection. They remain in some sort of like holographic projection of the world that they
Mm.
create. Um, and that's where it looks like kind of a splitting of two Earths, in which one is the actual consciousness being of the Earth, and the other one is like a copy or a holographic projection or some sort of, it's not, it doesn't even look solid. It looks sort of like you would imagine a projection to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, it's very, it doesn't look alive. I don't know if that makes sense, but like when you look at something that's real next to, like, say, a photograph of something, where the one has dimension and depth and everything to it, where the other one is just, you can tell it's not really real.
Hmm. And,
So,
and the people that choose to be on that other one, the old earth, we'll just call it, their perception is that they're just still living their life on earth.
yeah, I sense that I'm getting is that it's almost as if they're living in a etheric kind of created holographic, non-physical reality.
Hmm.
um, but to them it's very much the same. It's very much a physical place, but from her viewpoint, like from where I'm standing, um, it's not um, really real, or
Okay. And is there a timeline that this will happen in that she can tell us from where things stand right now?
well, she's saying that it's already happening. um, yeah, and she said to those that are aware of it, they see it and they sense it already taking place. when it will be complete. Doesn't feel like it's very soon, but it does feel like it's already being created. There's already two, um, is what I would call like two Earths, the real one and then the other.
Mm-hmm.
They're already there. They're still connected, um, kind of like the Vesica.
Pisces.
Yeah. Um, but it's not complete yet, I think. I don't get the sense that she's waiting for people. She's not waiting for people to make up their minds, but they're she's already ready. She's already there. She's just kind of like a weird analogy, like a snake shedding its skin.
Mm.
That's the process that she's in right now. Like she's already emerged over here, shining and bright and like new, and this other is being like currently peeled away.
Wow. So, like within 10 Earth years, will this process be more complete?
Yeah, she says that's a fair um, assessment.
Okay. So, it's sort of a longer process, though, from a higher perspective, it's not very long. But in Earth time, it's a bit of a longer process.
From the human perspective, from her perspective, it's already happened. It's like nearly, I mean, it's done. She's done, like she's already there.
Yeah.
From our perspective, it's going to be a little bit longer, but I'm hearing that we're at the tail end of it. So, um, our definition of soon, from her perspective, is when will we be, let's say, beyond it?
Like, when will we be living on the new Earth in the 5D perspective, from the 5D perspective, the majority of the time?
Well, that's what's weird because she's saying with the people that there are some people that are already there and people that are like, transitioning. And I feel like the people that won't be going are not, they're not insignificant, but they're like over here and there's people here. And
Mm-hmm.
still people caught right in that middle part of the,
Vesica Pisces.
yes. So I think once all these people that are still in transition make the complete,
The ones in the middle.
yeah,
Mm.
then that's it. That'll be it. So she's already there. And some people are there with her. There are people that are already living in that conscious awareness.
And
Um,
how do you know when you're there as a human?
it feels like a feeling. There's like an inner knowing. There's a feeling. Um, there's not a lot of. It's not like you stepped off of one reality into another. It's something that you hold within your own awareness. So it's more of like it feels like a knowledge, not necessarily something physical that you see, like a new place, but you have a knowledge or an awareness that you are not. I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain this. It's. mm, I mean, I keep hearing this like non-attachment word being thrown around, and I'm hearing like higher awareness. and understanding. There's a layer of compassion. There's different layers to it, is what it's looking like.
Mm.
But it's an awareness of these layers, and it's also a choice. So when you're living in that awareness, you're choosing to vibrate at that level. It's like from it's like a level of compassion and understanding, but it doesn't look like a physical place.
Mhm.
So the people, what I'm seeing, the people that are staying with that other reality,
Mhm.
they will they're not ready, they won't go. But the people that are in the middle, they kind of step back and forth still, where they you know choose to see things from this higher understanding, and sometimes they fall back into, I guess it would be like that fear and control, and that place where you're not trusting. Like one minute you're feeling very high vibrational and you understand the way everything is. I don't want to use the word good, but everything is interconnected. Okay, she said interconnected.
Mhm.
So one minute you realize the interconnectedness of things and you're living from that higher vibration, and then sometimes you take a step back, you kind of succumb to fear or lower energies, and then you find your way back. So when those people in the middle are finally living in, um, they're no longer going back and forth, that's when things will really shift. That will be the complete disconnect from the new reality and the old, or the projection.
And once that happens and there's a complete, like the shift completes and the disconnect, like the Vesica Pisces comes apart, will the people living on the new earth still, will there still be realities on the earth of some of the challenge and strife and fighting and whatnot, or will we have moved beyond it by that point?
What will very much be like a real experience. However, there won't be a need for what you would call negative experiences for personal growth, because
Hmm.
there will be an understanding there that everything, that interconnectedness, everything works together, everything is kind of self-created and created from each individual's own need for personal growth, and there won't be there will still be personal growth, but there won't be a need to experience it through what you would call like suffering and struggle.
Hmm. I often hear people say that some of the best growth experiences we have are through that struggle and the harder experiences that we have. And so I'm wondering, once we shift out of the need for that, will our growth experiences um, be as vibrant or expansive?
What I'm hearing is that yes, in the current reality structure that we're in now, a lot of growth does come through that sense of struggle.
Hmm.
And that's what we're learning right now. Those are the things that we need to let go of, is just even the idea that growth requires um, suffering in any form. So when we move to that higher realization or that higher understanding, it's almost instantaneous. There's no need. Um, Struggle is a creation of like the ego
Hmm.
and not really necessary from a higher perspective.
So it sounds like as we raise in vibration and our perspective shifts, our understanding expands. So maybe from where we see things now, we just have a limited perspective of potential, but there's actually a whole nother layer of reality.
Correct.
Okay. Is there anything else that the earth or this experience has to share before we move on?
I'm hearing this like I'm hearing sparkles, if that makes any sense. Like,
The word sparkles?
no, when a wind chime makes like this
Oh,
noise, I'm hearing this noise.
oh,
I don't know what that means.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just stay in that, just trust that everything's going to be okay. Just stay in um, that place where you're not stepping back into fear or anger or hatred or um, even the division. You know, you, more you practice trusting, staying in compassion, the it's like the closer you, the more you practice it, the more it becomes your reality.
Mm.
So that's what, that's it.
So
Yes.
I often hear people say, like, there are different tools that can help. And of course, it would vary for anyone, but like being in nature or exercising or having whatever sort of tune in experiences, being in water, taking deep breaths, like, are those different things that she also would agree can help us? Are there specific tools that she would recommend if we're
Those are,
having a hard time?
yeah, those are all tools. So whatever brings you comfort, um, let's say in a healthy way, obviously not something like drinking, but things that it's a choice. All it is a choice. You have a choice in every moment to, act from a higher perspective or act from a lower, give in, I should say, to a lower perspective.
Mhm.
So it's constantly a choice. Um,
Oh,
and that
so we're really like tuning our neurology, like we're retraining our brain to
right,
think and act in a different way.
the more you practice making that choice, the more it solidifies or becomes your reality.
Hmm.
So, every time you take a step back, no worries. Just like almost like a mental game. It's always just being consciously aware, like, oh, I messed up. Okay, no big deal. Get up, brush yourself off, and say, I'm going to choose to do better. I'm going to choose to, this is my choice. I choose to live from a place of compassion, or I choose to live from a place of love. And there will be times where you take a step backwards. That's okay. Just keep making the choice. The more you make the choice, the more it becomes your reality.
Okay. Thank you.